Okay, when you're working on the railway, there's one concept that stands way above everything else, and it's literally a matter of life and death. We're not just talking about some procedure here. We are talking about track possession. And trust me, understanding this is your absolute lifeline. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the unseen threat lurking on the tracks. Then, we'll dive into the safety shield that's designed to protect you. We'll walk through the whole possession process, step by step, cover the must-know rules for the worksite, and then wrap up with what might be the most important part of all, your personal authority to act. All right, let's just get this straight from the get-go. A live railway is an incredibly high-risk environment. And you know what the single most deadly thing you can do out there is? It's making an assumption, especially assuming a track is safe to just walk onto. I want you to picture this. You're on site. A coworker, maybe even your boss, tells you the track is clear. You trust him, right? So you step out to get started. What could possibly happen in the next, say, 10 seconds? That's what happens. A train, hurtling along at over 100 kilometers an hour, can come out of a tunnel or around a bend almost completely silently. Seriously, by the time you even register it's there, it is way, way too late. It is a world where one little mistake, one moment of distraction is catastrophic. And that is exactly why possession is so much more than just a piece of paper. It's a carefully designed, rigorously controlled system built to prevent that exact nightmare scenario. This isn't just bureaucracy, it's your lifeline. It's your #1 safety guarantee out there. Okay, so we keep calling it a safety shield. Let's get into what that really means. What exactly is tracks possession, in official terms? So here's the textbook definition. Now, I want you to pay attention to the words they use here. Planned, control, defined locations, predetermined period. See how precise that is? Nothing is left to chance. Every single part of this is deliberate and locked down, all to keep you safe. And this really highlights the difference, doesn't it? On one side, you have what possession actually is, a formal, legal, and time-bound agreement. It's your safety shield. On the other side, you have what it's not. It is not an assumption. It is not a quick, yeah, you're good to go from a colleague. And it's definitely not just another form to fill out. Knowing this difference is absolutely crucial. So the rule couldn't be simpler or more absolute. Let's just say it loud and clear. If you don't have a formal possession granted, you do not step on that track. No exceptions, no just for a second, no possession means no access, period. All right, so how does this all come together? A safe possession doesn't just happen on the day of the job. Nope. It's actually the result of some seriously meticulous planning that starts weeks and sometimes even months beforehand. Just look at this timeline. It gives you an idea of how much coordination goes into this. TW here means timetable week. So a draft plan gets submitted a full 30 weeks out. Then you've got planning meetings at 14 weeks, 6 weeks, and 1 week before the job. They are ironing out every single detail long before anyone even thinks about stepping on site. Then finally, it's the day of the work. And this moment, the handover is critical. You meet the certified person in charge. That's the responsible person on site, or RPS, who you might also know as the Controller of Site Safety, or COSS. Together, you confirm the line is physically blocked, you confirm the power is off if it needs to be, and you physically see the possession boards with your own eyes. Only after all those boxes are ticked do you get that official, verbal, go-ahead to start. And I really want this to sink in. It is not one or the other. It is both. You have to hear it from the person in charge, and you have to see the proof that the track is secured. This double confirmation, that's the final lock on your safety shield. So possession is granted, you've got the all clear, and work begins. Great. But the safety procedures don't just stop there, not even close. Now it's all about following the rules inside that protected zone. See, a possession is for a very specific, exact stretch of track, and it's marked out with signs or flags. These are your limits of possession. Staying inside these limits is completely non-negotiable. If you step even a foot outside of them, you are on a live, unprotected railway. Simple as that. So what about when things get complicated? You know, you've got a civil crew, an electrical team, maybe a signaling contractor all working in the same area. Sounds like chaos, right? Well, it won't be if you follow one simple rule, one point of contact. That means one person, your ARPHOUSE or COS, coordinates everything and everyone. One plan, one safety standard, no confusion. Now, even inside a possession, you might have automated warning systems going, especially if the track next to you is still live. So imagine you're focused on your work, and all of a sudden you hear this loud, urgent signal. What does that mean? What are you supposed to do? Well, here are some real signals from what's called an automatic track warning system, or ATWS. Two long tones? That means clear the working track. But if you hear a rapid series of 5 sets of 2 short tones, that's a whole different level of urgent. That means clear all tracks now, immediately. Knowing these sounds is every bit as critical as knowing where your safety boundaries are. And that brings us to our final and, maybe the most crucial section, because safety isn't just about following rules someone else sets. It's about your personal responsibility and your absolute authority to stop work if something just doesn't feel right. You need to have your own internal alarm system. Looking for red flags. Do you see a possession board at your entry point? Yes or no? Are the radios dead silent during a handover that should be buzzing with communication? Or maybe someone brushes off a concern by saying, it's fine, we've done it this way before. You know what? Any doubt, any gut feeling that says this is wrong is a signal to stop. If it feels wrong, it is wrong. And let me be absolutely crystal clear about this. Every single person on a worksite has stop work authority. I don't care if you're the brand new apprentice or the senior supervisor. If you feel unsafe, you have the right and frankly the duty to stop everything, walk away, and report it. No deadline, no schedule is ever worth a human life. And at the end of the day, when all the work is done, the process of handing the track back is just as strict. First, you do a full tool count, every single item. Then you clear all your equipment, materials, any debris. You formally hand the track back to the RPOs, and only then do you wait for confirmation that the line is officially clear and safe for trains to run again. Look, possession isn't just red tape. It's the invisible fence that keeps you alive. You have to respect it. You have to verify it. You have to live by it every single shift. This whole system, this safety shield, it exists for one very simple, very sobering reason. Because on the railway, there are no second chances.